In 312, on the eve of a great battle, Constantine had a vision. In the sky he saw this symbol, the first two letters of the Greek word for Christ. He heard a voice say, "By this sign you shall conquer." The next day he won the battle decisively. For Constantine, whose mother Helena had been a believer, it was sure proof that the Christian God was the true God. His conversion would change Christianity forever. Constantine restored confiscated property, gave Christians special privileges, built basilicas, promoted Christians to high office, granted clergy tax exemption. Constantine established Byzantium, modern-day Istanbul, as the new headquarters of the Roman Empire, renaming it Constantinople. Under Constantine's influence, the liturgy adopted a formal court-like quality, borrowing many pagan practices. One of his more enduring legacies was his call for the first ecumenical or worldwide council. The Council of Nicaea set a precedent for how orthodoxy, meaning right teaching, would be determined. It also produced the first draft of the Nicene Creed. Constantine may have granted Christianity favor, but it was Emperor Theodosius who made it the official state religion. For 3 centuries, Christianity had been persecuted. In the 4th century, it had been liberated, empowered, and transformed. In the 5th century, the unthinkable happened. Rome fell to the barbarians. Most people were certain it was the end of the world. Within 100 years, the western half of Europe was unrecognizable. The once powerful, unified Roman Empire was now a chaotic smattering of smaller, tribal kingdoms constantly at war with each other. To add to the confusion, many barbarians had been converted to the Arian version of Christianity, which denied Christ's divinity. Their influence diluted the Christian message, but not everywhere. While Rome was collapsing, a former English slave named Patrick returned to the land of his captors and proclaimed the love of Jesus. And Celtic Christianity was thus founded. The change was so profound, Ireland became a launching pad for sending missionaries throughout Europe. In 316, 2 young Christians were shipwrecked in the Red Sea. They were taken as slaves to Ethiopia to serve in the royal court. They were allowed to preach the gospel, and their witness gave birth to the church in Ethiopia. Syrian missionaries, who had carried the gospel to Ethiopia in the 3rd and 4th centuries, now followed long-established trade routes to southern India. They founded native Christian communities that claimed their origins traced back to St. Thomas himself. The eastern, Greek-speaking half of the Roman Empire did not fall to the barbarians and would remain for 1,000 years. It became the Byzantine Empire. Here the emperor was strong and the bishop subservient. The emperor imposed his will on the church. In the west, it was just the opposite. The emperor was now weakened and the bishop became strong. This gave rise to the papacy of the Middle Ages. Leo the Great was the first bishop of Rome to claim total authority over the whole or universal church, Catholic meaning universal. He employed an argument already advanced by previous bishops. Jesus made Peter the rock on which he would build his church, and since Peter died in Rome, the Bishop of Rome was therefore his direct successor. There were 5 sees at the time, that is, a city with a bishop overseeing a large area. The eastern bishops rejected Leo's claim. The center of Christian gravity remained firmly in the east.